Hi, it's Barkley from Corwhin, and it's early February, and we got a lot of snow, a lot of cold. More coming this weekend. We haven't had winters like this in a long time. I remember having more snow when I was smaller, but not the cold like this. Just insane. Can't get out enough and do stuff, and this is usually the time of year where I'm getting stuff prepped. I got some ideas going on. And I got another idea. I got two ideas this week, and I'm trying to visualize them to get them out of my head. So let me show you my ideas. So this is a pen. I've kind of taken it over, stored a whole bunch of stuff in it, and I've got these panels here. I made up these panels during COVID, I believe, or maybe it was just before COVID time. Basically, I wanted to make trellises. So I was making, what are these, about 10 foot by about 5 foot, 4 foot. So I would TP them up like this, one each this side, one that side, and I was growing bitter melon, but there was no market for it. Oh yeah, this is way before COVID, because I was selling bitter market, or trying to, at a farmer's market in Etobicoke. Or I could have them short side here, and I was trying to get cucumbers to trellis up them, but it was just too high for them. So what my parents will sometimes do is they'll put up some T-posts, and then I'll put one up to it beside it, and I'll use that for peas or use that for beans. But because the cattle stomped on everything, the neighbors' cattle came beginning of June, middle of June last year, and beginning of June, and stomped on all of their garden, parts of my garden. The ground just became like concrete, and nothing would really grow. So they kind of gave up a bit on growing stuff. So they didn't need them, but I've got all these right here. I don't need. They're sitting here taking up space. And I've been watching some videos of some other gardeners in the US talk, and they talk about trellising. Well, what if I just use the cattle panel here for trellising? Bent it. But first can I take them off and just keep a few? But we got a lot of cattle panels in here, and a lot of 2x4s. So I think that'll be my first project. I built this way too good, way too secure. Man, I built this too well. Come on. Slowly coming along. Another project I have is I would like to make more of these. These are, let's grab one from over here. These are my rabbit blockers. Basically, you got a hole there, and that board out part's there. This is deck board, and it's held together by some screws, washers, and network cabling wire. And then I got few things holding together inside, and I have this ground staple. Sticks in the ground over top of a seedling, usually squash seedling, and it protects from rabbits. So I call it my rabbit blockers. And I'd like to make more of them because this was so successful that I had an overabundance of squash. I'm actually going to be cutting back on the squash that I'm growing this year, in part because I figured out a way to stop the rabbits until I get another pest. So thing is, I want to make more of these, but I don't want to be going out and buying more deck board. And the problem is the deck board just barely fits in my vehicle. And actually, I had it scratch into part of the interior because I didn't put it in properly. I didn't put cloth on the end of it, and it dug into part of the interior of my vehicle because it just fit in. So I want to make more of these. So for this, making more of these, this is deck board. It's been treated. I need more deck board. Well, I already have deck board with the signs that I hang out front at the road, let people know what's available. There's certain times of the year. And there's ones I don't use. And I'm not going to be using stuff like asparagus anymore. Like I mentioned previous video, that's all going to get ripped out. Blank one. I think there's eggplant in here, broccoli, cucumbers, stuff. I only grow enough now just for my farm share customers. I have taken out all the eye bolts because I hang them. That's how I hang them from one to the other, to the other, to the other, underneath one another, all layered like. It's not the same thickness. Just match this up here. Same width, but not the same thickness. But it'll do. I know I have more of these ground staples. This is just data cable line wire. I can easily get more screws and more washers, and just got to bore the top out, use that from there. And I'm sure that I have more hardware cloth. So we're going to try it and see if this actually works. All right, I am done pretty much. I got all the pieces, long pieces stored, short pieces, corner pieces, whole lot of the cattle panels. Oh wait, no, I'm not done. I gotta get these screws out. Got ahead of myself. But anyway, the stack was somewhere up to here on the wall. You can see some of the markings, but it was somewhere up to here. And I've gotten all the way down there. It's taken me about 5 days of whatever free time I had. I just been tossing all the little connectors in here, the screws and the wood staples or wire staples, whatever you call them. Next step is to get a magnet, get these all up, put them in a container. Anyways, I've kept 4 of these trellises here and a lot of cattle panel. I'm not going to need all this cattle panel. The next part of the projects I'm working on right now, this still cold February, I've taken those, like I mentioned before, those plates, those name plates or whatever, name boards I don't need, marked them up. Gonna try to make them like this. So it's a little bit bigger, but that'll work because this is a little bit thinner. And then I'm figuring out where the center is, and I'm gonna bore them all out and then cut them into pieces. This is the bore. I don't know if I have not used this in a year, and I really beat the crap out of it. I don't know if this is gonna work, if it's gonna fly off on me or not. I can't fully get it locked in. We're gonna try it and see what happens. So this little set screw in here, I keep tightening it. And this keeps coming apart. And this plate here to hold this in place is warped. So everything is just spinning or not spinning, and looks like I'm gonna have to get new tools to finish this. So I ran off to Home Depot, got this 3-inch bore. It came with this little bit in it, and I thought, oh, okay, I could just take it out. Little threaded in here, take it out. 3/8 is what I need for my bit for my drill, and I'll just buy a 3.5-inch one, and I can just swap. And that's what the size is here. That's what the size is here. And I just continue on my plan, but it's not working because this is not coming off. So I guess we're gonna just do it with a 3-inch bore, and we'll see how that works. I guess I'll just have to, next time I'm at Home Depot, return that one. Plans don't always work out. And just like that. Now the tricky part is getting it out. Because I want to keep this piece whole. Come on. There we go. Oh, it's cracked. I cracked it. Oh well. Paint that over maybe. My dad brought these two back from out near the front of the farm where I was trying to grow some Armenian cucumber. I was going to have it in the fall fair, one of my exhibits. And they've just been out there. So this is what the trellises look like that I tried to use for cucumbers way back during COVID. Way too high, as you can see. I'm going to take them apart and do the same thing with the rest of them. Since I'm doing it outside, it just looks like an absolute mess. Part of it's just deteriorated over time outside, but this just looks like a mess. All right, the last project for this video is taking those cattle panel that I'd taken off, those tall trellises, 8-10 foot trellises with a lot of 2x4s on them, was basically to take those same cattle panel pieces, make them into a different kind of trellis, one that will sit over top of cucumbers, not too high so the cucumbers can grab onto them, and hopefully the cucumber fruits can grow straighter. If they're hanging, they do that. Most cucumbers you get in the grocery store, they're from greenhouses. Greenhouses, they might go 15 feet tall, and the fruit's hanging down, and it's easier to collect. Just need a ladder or skyjack, but they grow straight and it's easier to find. So this is what I've come up with. I need 36 inches across from here to here. This one's 35. It'll do, just bending it in two places. I thought of trying to do this like how I've seen it done in machine shops that I've worked in. Have a point that it sits on, points that it sits on, and a gap in between, have something come down, like maybe a front end loader bucket, and put some weight so that it can bend in that crevice. Unfortunately, this is what 8-10 feet, and front loader 6. So this is what I've done. Taking this fence, it's not that straight, just the edge of it, and use my body weight to try to warp it here. So let me show you how I do that. So now I have 3. 1, 2, 3. I got one more there, and I think that's gonna be enough for today. But I figured out how to do it. And I have a whole bunch over there, and then a few more I'm gonna give away to a neighbor. I've suggested it'll work better than chicken wire. Anyways, that's the video. That's the stuff I've been working on. Those rabbit blockers and these trellises. So now you, of course, see me thinking, why work on this now? You got plenty of time. Well, things are going to get really, really fast because right now things are melting. It's going to get maple syrup season soon. And at the same time, I'm going to be planting starting seedlings. And then there's a whole bunch of volunteer stuff I have to do. And then I'll be getting the working ground, and then ripping up the asparagus and pulling out the roots so we can use that area for something else. And then, yeah, all the other things I needed to do to get plant and to redo all my garden planning and follow the AutoCAD drawing I did or showed you a couple videos ago. So that will bring a lot more of the plants within the buildings where I have access to wells and I can regularly water. And that will make things hopefully much more simpler. I've had multiple people telling me that it sounds like it's going to be, or it's being predicted that it's going to be a hot and dry summer. We've already had those. I don't need another one, but that's basically why partly why I'm doing what I'm doing, just to make it easier for watering and easier on me. But I need these trellises. I need to do some smarter things, such as protecting things more with rabbit blockers. And they work. And yeah, so little by little I'm getting smarter, and I'm sharing these videos with you. So I hope my knowledge, wisdom, failures, and lessons from that can help you in your journey as well. Anyways, thanks for watching, and remember, finish your vegetables, buy something local, and be good to each other. We will see you next video. And the cattle there are eating away and enjoying themselves as well, which I should probably get some food in me too, but not the same stuff.